Welcome to practice. My name is Selena Garafino. If you are enjoying this channel, I invite you to join the membership. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you can help keep me in the studio making these practices that are intended really to touch far beyond the physical body. At the highest level, you get access to a postural studies library that is growing every month, to classes that are not available to anyone else, live calls with me once a month, and some really incredible monthly gatherings. Also, if you are interested in deepening your practice, my 200-hour virtual self-paced yoga teacher training is only $4.99. It includes bi-weekly calls with me, as well as a Livestream monthly event, a private community forum, and so much more. I also host advanced teacher trainings, in-person yoga teacher trainings, and retreats in select locations around the world. Okay, let's get started with our practice. Today is all about coming in with gentleness and precision, a calm clarity. It's this idea of not being totally collapsed and not having any boundaries, or being so gracious that it's like we're a puddle of water, but also not going full throttle all of the time and thinking that we have to burn hot and burn ourselves out in order to succeed. It's really about finding a steady eminence, a steady level of attention, a steady level of energy that is produced and held during our day. Think about all the times when you have like explosive anger or a big burst of excitement and how tired and fatigued you are afterwards. And of course, there's moments for bursts of excitement. But in general, if we can learn to not be totally collapsed and not be full throttle stressed, but instead to kind of find that mid-range where there's clarity and excitement, but also deep steadiness, that's like the sweet spot for our most creative selves. So as you're practicing today, my invitation to you is that you would hold a certain steadiness, that you would maybe come in with like 60-70% effort instead of going to your like max the whole time, overly contracting. Especially pay attention to if you're gripping your pelvic floor and your belly. We are going to do a little bit of Uddiyana Bandha work today. That's like these abdominal locks, but it doesn't mean you should be contracting your pelvic floor and abdomen all the time. That has a lot of consequences in the body. We want to do it intentionally. So today there is going to be a request for you to draw your navel point back and to get a sensation like you were trying to suck your organs and everything up into your rib cage and towards the spine. Now, this isn't a full class on Uddiyana Bandha, so that's about all I'm going to say about it. You'll notice when you do that there's a little gentle lifting of the pelvic floor, and then this sense of pulling everything up and in to hollow the belly. This can only be done at the bottom of an exhalation. So I'm going to be cueing you to exhale completely and to pull your navel point back and find that gentle lift in the pelvic floor, and to sustain that sensation of holding the breath and moving into that quiet place. Now, if this strains your breath in any way, like you're the next breath really feeling like you need to gasp, I want you to let that practice go and instead work on just finding a smooth, even in-breath and out-breath. Okay, let's get started. Please come to child's pose or balasana with your knees a little bit wider than your hips. I always like to have some blankets on hand. Take your knees just a little bit wider than your hips, and then take your big toes to touch and press yourself back to a child's pose. You can let your elbows fall to the floor, your forehead. And I want you to take a moment here to scan the body. Just again, dropping into that intention of precisionness and gentleness, of not going full throttle. And even here, notice where there's unnecessary gripping and you could invite in a little more softness. Good. Inhale and press yourself up to all fours now. Find a little arch in your back. And then exhale and round your spine. You can move your knees back underneath of your hips if you like. Good, just a gentle cat-cow to start. Inhale. And then exhale, round the spine. Do that a couple more times. Breathe in. And exhale and round. Good, last time, breathe in. And then exhale and round. Good. If you haven't brought your knees back in yet, do so now. And then stack your shoulders directly over your wrists and your hips over your knees. And then take your right leg straight back behind you with the toes pointing down so you're really squared off towards the floor, and lift your right leg up. And now cross-reference a diagonal line in your imagination from your right hand to your left knee. Point your toe and now take really small circles. So I really want you to focus your attention in that back foot. One of the ways we can start to create a deeper sense of calm is cultivating our attention. So I want you to think that you're really feeling into making a perfect little circle with your big toe. And then change directions. The more attentive we are, the less scattered we feel, because prana, energy, follows thought. And often our mind and our thoughts are like all over the place. And practicing like, I'm going to steadily hold my attention on this really simple action is, in a lot of ways what I would consider advanced practice. Good, really nice. Hold that up, and now cross your right leg behind your left and gently wiggle the knees to the midline so they're right in line with your navel point. Spread your shins as far as it is comfortable, and now spin your pelvis to the right. Good. Really nice, you guys. I'm assuming you're doing a good job. I feel like you need praise even if you're alone in your living room. Good. Pause in the center of yourself now. And now lean back. And you'll feel there's a little stretch into the right outer hip, the piriformis, and then shift back forward again. Inhale. Exhale, find a little lean back. Inhale and come forward. One more time. Lean back. And then rock yourself back forward. Very good. Uncross the right leg, take it all the way out to the side and plop it on the ground. And now come up on your fingertips, let your right knee bend and make a couple big hip circles around yourself. Just starting to lubricate the joints, and even here, just how can I be easeful? Change directions. Move breath through the form. Very good. And then come back to the center of yourself. Let's make this a little bit muscular, but I want you to again think, how can I do this as easily as possible? Pick the right foot up, circle it back behind you, square off the toes, and lower the knee down. Very good. Take a couple cat-cows before we do the other side. Just dropping into yourself. Very nice. Okay, take your left leg back behind you. And again, square the hips off towards the floor and then point your toe and make tiny circles. And again, put all of your attention into that left foot and simultaneously hold attention between the left palm and the right knee. So you're cross-referencing yourself, holding the middle even with the instability of the action. Make graceful effort. Change directions. Good. Hold it here. Nice job. And then cross it behind your right knee. Wiggle the knees to the midline. And now spin your pelvis around to the left. Left knee is plugged into the back of the right knee. And again, here, how can you temper your fire and your water? Tempering the fire and the water as you spin around yourself. I don't know if you can hear the sirens. My little studio space is across the street from the fire station, and it is Thanksgiving Day today, which is always a day when there's a lot of issues, right? I didn't need to say all that. And just spin around to the left. Finding again, as we've been talking about, just this balance of fluidity, ease, and effort. Good, and then pause in the center of yourself. Pick your left leg up back behind you and take it out to the side. And then just like we did on the other side, lubricate that hip joint. Just move around yourself. And change directions. Good. Invitation here to start to cultivate a 1 to 2 count breath ratio. So maybe in for 4, out for 8, or in for 3, out for 6. Good. Pause in the center, pick up your left foot, nice and strong, but easeful, and then place it back on the floor behind yourself. Very good. Take your buttock bones up and back to downward facing dog. And let's practice a dynamic downward facing dog. So breathe in and lower down to all fours. And exhale, buttock bones up and back. One more time like that. Breathe in. Exhale and back. Okay, we're going to start to play with the same movement pattern with that Uddiyana Bandha that we talked about, sucking the navel point, a sense of the organs moving up into the rib cage, into the back body. So inhale and come to all fours. And now exhale as you go back, and then stay empty of air. At the bottom of exhale, suck up everything up and back. Lift your pelvic floor just for a beat. Relax the contraction, and inhale, come back to all fours. Do that 2 more times. Exhale, move up and back. Bottom of the exhale, drop into that quiet place, suck the navel point up and back, little lift of the pelvic floor. Last time, lower down, breathe in. And exhale, up and back. Hold the breath for a moment. And then relax your breathing and just soften into that down dog. So that was quite effortful. Now, how quickly can you move back into ease? Walk your feet forward to your hands and fold over your legs, Uttanasana. Good. Inhale, big breath in all the way to stand. And exhale, arms at your side, Tadasana. Just a couple rounds of gentle, slow sun salutations. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hip crease and fold down. Inhale and halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Lower all the way to your belly. Small cobra, pubic bone down, lift the chest. Good. Exhale and lower. Press up to all fours and back to down dog. Again, because we're playing with being easeful today, we're taking out some of the jumping, some of the intensity, and instead moving a little more towards the side of ease. Step, if you like, float to the top, as long as it's not straining for you today. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow over your legs. Inhale, big reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, stand in Tadasana. Again, inhale, stretch your arms up. Urdhva Hastasana, as it is known. Exhale and fold into your fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, heart forward, halfway lift. Exhale and plank. Lower all the way to your belly. Small cobra. Up to all fours, back to down dog, and just hold for a couple breaths. Good. Last round. Travel to the top of the mat, nice and easy. Inhale and halfway lift. And exhale, fold over the legs. Big breath in, rise. Exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back to plank. Lower to your abdomen. Nice breath in. Back to down dog. Pause here, hold and breathe. Good, you stay just as you are. I'm going to face the other direction on my mat just so that you can see this next little movement pattern with some ease. From here, stretch your right leg up to the sky and then travel your right foot between your hands, nice and easy. Good. Now from here, we're going to take our right hand and we're just going to bring it to the inside of our right leg and take our left hand up nice and high to the sky and then pin your back heel down. So it's almost like you're in an extended side angle. Good. Now this is going to be our in-breath. I want you to cactus your top left arm, and if you need to, you're welcome to bring your hand up or on a block. Bend the elbow and turn your chest. And now as you exhale, you're not going to straighten it all the way, but start to straighten your leg towards a triangle pose and reach your left arm alongside of your ear. Breathe in, bend your elbow, turn the chest. Exhale, straighten, big reach. Inhale, bend and turn the chest. Exhale, big reach. 2 more. Inhale, bend. Exhale. Last time, big bend and reach. Nice. Pivot back towards the mat and step back, downward facing dog. If you wish, take a nice, easeful 60% effort version of a vinyasa. Any you like, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, just an up dog, whatever you like. And then soften into your breath. Really nice. I'm going to flip back around. You stay where you are. Lift your left leg up high. And then step your left foot between your hands. Pin the back heel down. Take your left hand just to the inside of your leg once again. Take the right arm up and then bend the elbow to find a little deeper rotation through the chest. As you exhale, straighten the left leg. Right arm reaches long. Inhale, bend. Exhale, big reach. You can even look out towards your hand if you like. Inhale, bend. Exhale, big reach. One more time. Inhale, bend. Exhale, big reach. And then take the right hand down to the floor. Step back, down dog. Again, if you wish, some kind of gentle 60% effort vinyasa. And then as you pause in the down dog, drop again into that sensation of balancing the vigilance, the effort of your fire, the receptivity, and the calm quiet of your waters. Very good. Step 1 foot between your hands, it doesn't matter which one, and come all the way up to stand, facing the long edge of your mat. Shorten the stance just a little bit, and now turn your toes out towards 10 and 2 o'clock. Very good. Now from here, you're going to bring your hands to prayer right at your heart center. And as we breathe in, I want you to bend your knees, take your arms out wide, and lift your chin. And then exhale, push to stand, drop the chin, palms touch. Again, breathe in and out. Breathe in, nice and slow. Lift the heart and the throat. Exhale, like you are moving through mud, hands back to touch. Big breath in, soften and open. Exhale, bring it back to the center. Let's do like 2 more of those. Big breath in and out. Last time, breathe in and out. Good. Shorten the stance a little bit, toes pointing forward. And I want you to just pause for a moment and feel into the body. You might roll out the shoulders. Nice. And then step back to the top of the mat. Nice big breath in. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hip crease and fold forward. Inhale, heart forward, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank, take chaturanga if you wish. Up dog and downward facing dog. Sweep your right leg up to the sky and then step your right foot between your hands. Now that was a little burst of activity. Pause and notice the emanation. And if you need to steady something, steady it. Good. Come up to a high lunge. Hook your thumbs up above your head. Wrap your armpits towards your heart and find a sense like you are still pulling the elbows apart. Stack that back heel over the ball of the foot so it's really lifted and buoyant, and throw your right knee forward. Very good. We're going to take a very loose hook. So take your elbow just gently to the top of your right knee. Make a fist in your right hand, and then use that, in your left hand, and then use the right palm over the left hand like rock, paper, scissors to gently turn yourself. Good. Now from here, keeping that loose grip, I want you to open up your palms like they were facing an imaginary wall. And now imagine you were pulling your left elbow back into the knee into elbow, drawing that scapula and shoulder back. And then I want you to imagine you were pushing your right hand into imaginary wall. Hold 2 breaths. Good. Nice and easy. Soften that fingertips back to the floor. Very good. And then turn your right toes open to a ballet first position. Plant your left hand and then roll it open into a big back bend. A big twist, opening everything up. A little more spacious now. Good. Both hands back to the floor. Downward facing dog. If you wish, a vinyasa of any kind. I'm feeling an up dog. And back to down dog. Steady your breath. Take your left leg up high to the sky. Transition your left foot between your hands and then come up into a high lunge. Take the opposite hook of the thumbs, wrap your armpits forward. Hug the hands apart. And then that nice loose hook of the elbow. Make a fist in your right hand, drape your left palm over the right. Nice big breath. So good. And now turn your palms towards an imaginary wall, left hand and right hand. And then imagine you're pulling your right scapula back and pushing your left hand into an imaginary wall. Push your knee into your elbow into your knee. So good. Gently unravel that and step back. Downward facing dog. If you wish, take some measure of a vinyasa. And then back. Downward facing dog. Once again, step your right foot forward. Drop to your back knee this time, nice and easy. Uncurl the back toes and come up into an Anjaneyasana. Throw your knee forward here, but find a sense of hugging yourself back. Pubic bone forward, hips forward. So good. Bring your fingertips to the floor. We are going to stand all the way up into a gentle standing split. So curl your back toes under and launch yourself all the way forward to fold over your right leg, taking your left leg high. So nice, big breath. Really good. Tap your left foot way to the back of the mat again, and then step back, downward facing dog. I just realized I skipped our big wide low lunge on the left side. So let's do that in just a moment. Step your left foot between your hands. The dreaded, I missed a pose on a side. Drop to your back knee and pivot your left toes open, and then straighten your back leg and take that big low lunge, opening up your chest towards the side of the mat. After all this time, I still sometimes miss a pose. Nice big breath. Good. Bring your fingertips to the floor. And now, just to pick up where we left off, wiggle your foot back to the midline and then drop to your back knee. Nice job. Unfurl it into the Anjaneyasana, lunging a little deeper than normal, really throwing the left knee forward today, and then restraining it by finding a sense of also moving part of your energy back, even as the knee goes forward. So good. Standing splits, fingertips to the floor. Launch off of that back leg and lift the right leg high. Melt over your standing leg. So nice. Step your right foot back towards the back of the mat and transition downward facing dog. Very nice. Look forward at your hands. And lower both elbows to the mat best you can. You can spin the hands in if you like to a prayer and walk your feet in. And then soften into a dolphin pose. Little gentle bend in the knees. Push the floor away. And I want you to breathe in for 4 and out for 6. Wrap your armpits towards your heart. Squeeze your forearms towards each other and find steadiness here. Three more breaths. Super nice. Lower to your knees. Come to stand up on top of your knees. Open up your arms to goalposts. Little back bend, lift your chest. Exhale, right elbow under left, Gomukhasana, arms around your spine forward. You can even send your bum back. Inhale, open up, lift your chin. Left elbow under right, curl in on yourself with Garudasana arms. Inhale, big breath. Right elbow under left. Inhale, big breath in, open it up. Left elbow under right. One more set, big breath in, open up. Right elbow under left. Find effort and ease. Last time, big breath in. Left elbow under right. Good, rise back up, open up the elbows, and then come to sit on your heels. Very nice. Grab a blanket. Extend your legs out in front of you. Slide your right foot in, and then place your right foot on the outside of your left knee. You may stay right here, or if you wish, kick your left heel in towards your right buttock bone. Sit up nice and tall. Take your left arm up alongside of your ear and then spin around yourself as you exhale. Right hand back behind you. Hook loosely and lightly that right knee. Turn from the chest first and then let the head follow. Broaden your collarbones. And see if you can land your attention now right at the navel center. Again, one of the ways we cultivate effort and ease, fire and water, is learning to hold our attention. So set your drishti, your focus, on a point, and tune in to the sensation around the navel as you twist. And the steady movement of breath. Use your next inhalation to come forward out of the rotation. Extend your legs. Bend your left knee in, place it on the outside of your right knee. Optionally kick your right heel in. Again, sit up nice and tall. Inhale the right arm by your ear. Exhale, left hand behind you and pivot. Now turn your chest before you turn your head. Let the head follow. Broaden your collarbones. You choose where the elbow is, if it's hooked on the outside, or you're gently cupping the knee. And then again, all of your attention to the breath and to the navel center. So good. Use your in-breath to come center. Very nice. Extend your legs out in front of you. Little bend in the knees so that you're right on top of your perineum. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Grab the balls of your feet. Inhale, pull back like a halfway lift, and then fold over your legs. If you want to deepen this, scoot the buttock bones back. And by deepen, I just mean you want more sensation. Depth is about attention. Depth is about the cultivation of our inner state, not about how flexible you are. It's about having range in life, options for our behavior, the balance of grace and effort. So good. 2 more big breaths. We're going to go forward to rise. So think that like a sunflower reaching for the light, you're reaching forward and up. And then cross your legs, sitting on your blanket, to close with just a few minutes in our breath and meditation seat. And then I invite you to take a Shavasana if you have time today. I want to keep this video nice and short and accessible for you, but if you have more space, please do lie down. Come to sit on your perineum. Bring your hands to your knees. Drop the chin ever so slightly. Close the eyes or lower the gaze. And start to cultivate samavriti, an even inhale and an even exhale, an oceanic breath, like the sighing of the tides. An almost inaudible ujjayi breath. And now we're going to put the imagination in it. So as you breathe in, I want you to image fire rising up your back from the core of the planet, that molten core of Mother Earth, all the way up to the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, I want you to image water, rain, descending down the front of you. Continue to breathe in this way, the fire rising from the earth, the rain descending from the heavens. So there's a sense of mediating your vigilance, your effort, your willingness to show up in your grace, your receptivity, your softness and tenderness. So you're mediating these two polarities in the imagination and via the tool of body and breath. Take 3 more rounds of breath like this, holding your attention, fire rising, water descending. I invite you to stay in this meditative space for as long as you're able to. You may wish to turn that into a more meditative shavasana, laying on your back, or stay right here in your seat. But if this needs to conclude your time on your mat today, then take a moment and bring your hands to your heart and give gratitude for your body, for the practice, for all of our teachers, past, present, and future. Thank you so much for being here.